Brothers and sisters, hello. This is Kavira Nganza from Sebeka Church from DRC, Congo. Welcome to this presentation about psychological and spiritual support to traumatized people due to the COVID-19 crisis. Why is psychological and spiritual support relevant in this time of COVID-19 pandemic? The issue of COVID-19 has raised terror among the general population worldwide. Those who are already contaminated and those who are indirectly affected are filled with worry and fear of wondering where the help will come from. One of the measures which have been promoted to avoid the contamination is to respect social distance and lockdown. Socially, these two measures have negative impact on human life because the social interaction is important and contribute to human life and human health. For developed countries, the dialogue among people is more done by using means of communication technology, when in poor countries, those means are limited because of financial issues. Children live in ignorance of knowing why school and other services are stopped. Actually, some parents are not used to talk about details and reality of what is going on. People from all over the world, including church members, are wounded in their souls, in their thoughts and in emotions. During traumatic events and hard times, many church leaders are so eager to offer help to their members, but actually do not know how. So, some can act just for a short term and others not at all. That's why others give advice instead of listening to people. The reality is that people need support. So, through this training, all of us would like to reflect on how church leaders can play effectively their role to persons wounded by life problems, including COVID-19 issues. So, for developing this topic, we suggest to talk about the overview of trauma, overview of counseling, the individual and group counseling, the techniques of counseling, and some examples of Bible study in purpose of healing trauma wounds. What are the objectives of this training? We have 4, so the first of them is to remind church leaders about their role of accompanying church members when going through traumatic challenges such as COVID-19. The second one is to equip church leaders with knowledge about trauma effects and about counseling. The third is to introduce knowledge about techniques of counseling, and lastly, we want to share about the necessity of building counseling ministry in congregations. Now, our first point, our first chapter is general overview of trauma. What is trauma? Trauma comes from a Greek word meaning wound or shock. Trauma is the emotional response somebody can get from a negative event. It is a reaction to a horrible event. Also, trauma is a psychological disorder resulting from a bad, intense emotional stress or physical injury or a severe, unpleasant experience. Where does trauma come from? Trauma can come from external events or outside the person, as well as from inside the person. As we can see that picture, there are flesh from outside and others from inside to outside. So, the trauma from outside, there are many areas which can cause trauma from outside. We have a family and social environments, we have a health area, we have political. In political, we can find war, insecurity, many violences. About economic, we can have less or lack of financial means for responding to our daily needs. We have also cultural and religious area in which we can find also causes of trauma. As we talked about health, these can summarize all the diseases we can get or where we are unwell. This touch our health area and it can provoke trauma to people. So the trauma from internal of the person. What are those effects which can provoke trauma from the inside of the person? When there are shock or frustration or lack of care and negative interaction toward children, this affects and create feelings of lack of confidence, shame and doubt. So this lack of confidence is inside, the shame is inside, and the doubt. Those feelings are also causes of trauma. The second is when there are a lot of restriction or interdiction. When a child is in the stages of experiencing autonomy, if he or she is prevented by people around him, the child feels ashamed. Therefore, he falls in vulnerabilities of anxiety, of fear, and that leads him to a loss of self-esteem. So this loss of self-esteem, the fear, the anxiety is a trauma from inside the person. Thirdly, when a child lives in a violent environment in the family, there can be an atmosphere of violence, and from that, unconsciously, the child develops the same behavior of violence towards other people. So when the child is violent to other children, so this is from inside. What he gained from outside provoke also other causes inside him, and he can be traumatized because of what he is doing. When that child is in the stage of initiative and nobody encourages him or her, that child develops guilt. So it is that guilt which is causes of trauma from inside. Why do we talk about all those causes of trauma? We talk about these causes of trauma because the crisis make the person vulnerable or fragile. After explaining where the trauma is from, let us go to the symptoms and manifestation of trauma by psychological disorder. There are many psychological disorders. Here we mentioned only 4, and from those 4 we will see symptoms of trauma. Symptoms of trauma differ depending on how deep a person is affected. These are symptoms of stress, symptoms of depression, of anxiety, of schizophrenia, and so on. Let us talk about stress. What is stress? Stress is an emotional reaction to a particular situation, generally for a short duration. Example of stress. Somebody can be stressed when preparing a public presentation, when getting ready to move from a place to another, or when shifting from a job to another. There are many causes of stress. I can't mention all of them here. What are the symptoms of stress? We can have irritability, distress, difficulties of concentration, absence of mind, fatigue, and so on. There are also many. I didn't mention all of them. Let us talk about depression. What is depression? Depression is a psychological illness that negatively affects how somebody feels, the way he or she thinks, and how he acts. It affects more the mood of the person. What are the symptoms of depression? We have bad mood or feelings of sadness, loss of interest in activities or in life, low self-esteem, weight loss or weight gain, sleeping less or sleeping too much, loss of energy, thought of death, suicide, and many others. But to carry out their diagnosis of depression, one must make sure that the symptoms have endured for at least 2 weeks or more, and that there are more than one symptom. Let us talk about anxiety. What is it? The anxiety is a feeling or a reaction of worry, nervousness, or unease about something with an uncertain outcome. It is also a strong desire for something to happen. The anxiety is characterized by fear and phobia. What are the symptoms of anxiety? We can have difficulty to control worry, panic in front of danger, breathing rapidly, sweating, trembling, feeling weak or tired, avoiding things, places, or people. Somebody can say, I don't want to arrive in that place. I don't want to see. such and such, because maybe he's already stressed or traumatized from that thing he's mentioned. Let us talk about schizophrenia. Schizophrenia is a serious mental illness that affects how a person thinks, feels, and behaves. People with schizophrenia may seem like they have lost touch with reality. They have lost touch with reality. It is a mental disorder in that the duration of sickness is beyond 6 months. It is characterized by hallucinations and delusion. The patient is not aware of what is going on. What are the symptoms of schizophrenia? There are change in senses. For example, change in visions, hearing, smelling, touching, or tasting. There can be also abnormal thinking and odd behaviors. There are also hallucinations such as hearing voices or seeing things or persons that are not there. They are not a reality, but somebody can confirm that he saw something, he saw somebody, when it was not the reality. This is a sign of schizophrenia. Other symptoms, we have delusions, which are firmly held beliefs not supported by objective facts, like paranoia. The paranoia, I just can give an example. I can be passing on the road and I see people who are just laughing. And if I have the schizophrenia, I will say those people are laughing at me when they are many other things. So that person who is affected by, is already sick from schizophrenia. He has bad interpretations of things. We can have also disorganized speech. When somebody wants to say this or that, there are many other words which comes instead of others. This is also signs of schizophrenia. There can be social withdrawal, means somebody does not want to stay where other people are. He wants just to be alone in his own place. There are many agitations and so on. So here there is an exercise for participant or with participant. I would like everyone to reflect on these questions because they will help us to put in practice what we are saying. Here are the questions. In this period of COVID-19, how do you think people are affected? We will reflect on this. You can reflect on these questions with the groups from your church members. How does the church help people to cope with stress and anxiety? How can you help the affected person to face tomorrow? Please do counseling, ask questions, and suggest answers. What are the consequences of trauma? The trauma affects the thoughts, it affects the behavior, and it affects emotions. When the trauma has affected the behavior, we can see people being addicted to smoking or to alcohol. They can live in aggressivity and manifest the aggressivity through fighting, slapping, delinquency, criminality, irritability and destruction of properties and materials, debauchery, and other immoral behavior. loneliness or withdrawal, poor school results, hurting themselves, such as cutting own body, committing suicide, and many others that we didn't mention here. What are the effects of trauma on the thoughts? When the thoughts are affected in somebody, there is misinterpreting events and attitudes. There is inappropriate guilt or wrong thought about self, about the future, and about others. For example, a student can say, "My teacher does not like me." We can ask ourselves, why does he conclude like this? Maybe he can just think without no proof of it. Those thinking can come from interpreting one attitude of that teacher. So from just an attitude, he can conclude something which he thinks from his thoughts. What are the effects of trauma on the emotional and the feeling? We can have lonely and scared, grief and affliction, sadness, unhappiness, discontentment, worries, and we can see these pictures with many feelings. We can see those who are happy, others seem being worried, and so on. There are other questions on which we can reflect in our small groups with our church members. Yeah, the questions may be, each one can read them. I can read that two of them. Here is the first. In which way people feel helpless during this time of COVID-19? What kind of fear does COVID-19 crisis raises in people? And the other questions, you can reflect them in small group with the people with whom you spend day or you work with. What about consequences of the COVID-19? This is a question each one could reflect on it. I don't have here content about the question, but I would like each one to reflect on this question. What about consequences of COVID-19? Since we are in lockdown, since we are not attending church services, since children are not going to school, what are the consequences? Please, I give you this homework of reflecting on consequences of COVID-19. So, after this, I thank you for have followed carefully the first part of my presentation. We have talked about trauma. What is trauma? Where does it come from? What are the symptoms? What are the consequences? After this first part, we just want to have a short break before going on with the second part of our topic. Thank you.